Hello, folks. uh, my apologies. I After Aussie Overload stream, cooked some dinner, sat in front of the TV watching the last episode, the Fallout series, and I just dozed off. Woke up, and here I am. All right. So my apologies for being late. Yeah, but I had a good nap. Oh, all right. What's on the menu? On the menu, Mr. Murphy, still on the stand. We are starting out with recap of the yeah. Let's see here. Dun dun dun. Last hour 45, something like that. The court is set to start today in 13 minutes, which in practicality means in about an hour. So we will go right into the recap from yesterday afternoon and then Friday. And the rest of Friday I will do, depends on how long Friday goes in the Young Thug trial. If it goes on forever, I'm just going to say, and I will do a full recap on Monday. Also, we don't know if it's going to be Saturday court. The judge threatened with it. But either way, Monday. After this stream, I will have a members-only stream. So if you're not a member yet, it's $3 a month. And you get all the members-only content. So after this stream, it is a members-only stream. And after that, it's finally Friday casual stream with guests. We are talking about maybe some other cases or just talk and have fun, having a drink or two and stuff like that. So that is a full Friday afternoon for you all. All right. Welcome to the show. All right. It says day 58. Not quite. They had a lot of days that wasn't actually trial days. But our 40 minutes, then we will go right into today. And as I said, Mr. Murphy still on the stand. And I will do my very best to make it somewhat entertaining for you all. Yeah. All right. Let's see what he has to say. Use a microphone.
When you were shot, when your mother's house was shot up, what were you doing before the house got shot up?
I was standing in the house.
Okay. Do you remember what else happened that day?
No.
No. Now, when we left off, we were talking about Adrian B. You said you had been to the house. You thought it was Buckbuck's house, but where Adrian's spot on Macon Drive.
Yes.
What type of spot was it?
It was a spot.
When you say a spot, what do you mean?
Like a house.
Did anything happen in that house besides people sleeping?
Parties.
Okay. Were they after hour parties or what kind of parties?
It was just parties. I don't remember what hour it was.
Okay. Did anything else happen at that house?
They sold food. I remember that.
Had you ever been in a car or driven with Adrian B?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Sure. Have you ever been in a car with Adrian B?
I don't remember being in no car with him.
You don't remember being in a car. Frederick Prothro, do you know who he is?
Yeah,
What did you call him Frederick Prothro?
Fred.
Okay. Did you call him anything else?
Just Fred.
Okay. And how long did you know Mr. Prothro?
Not long. I just heard about him, and then he had got out of jail.
Was he older or younger than you?
Older.
How much older? Do you remember?
I don't know his age, but he was older than me.
Had you ever been in a car with him?
No.
No. Now you talked about the fact that you would rob people. When did you start robbing?
Hey, Becca Lynn, it's Becca Lynn's birthday! Yay! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Becca Lynn! Happy birthday to you! And thank you for being a member for a whole 3 months. Thank you so much. All right. Well, as I will take any opportunity to try to make this trial entertaining, including singing happy birthdays.
At what age?
I can't remember what age I was.
Have you been caught for every robbery you've done?
That's a
Don't answer
stupid
that.
question. Yeah.
Rephrase that.
Yeah. What Miss Hilton tried to do here is trying to get him to incriminate himself as a state's witness. The judge did good in stopping him. Now, why didn't the defense stop him? Well, they have no reason to. But this was a good call from the judge. Yeah, Teddy O'Hearn, entrapment. But that's the prosecution for you.
Your Honor, we would be given any type of use of immunity. If
I'm sorry?
anything we pass the statute of limitation, we would be given a use of immunity, Your Honor.
I don't care. Just don't, he's not gonna answer that question.
Okay.
You can rephrase the question, but not gonna answer that question.
The robberies that you've done,
That they can use the defense. Why are this guy getting immunity? I mean, they can use this. This might be a mistake from the prosecution. Yes, Cosby, that was the judge speaking. And the judges are allowed to interfere if they believe there's something absolutely wrong going on without a defense attorney objecting. And I think this can backfire because she said that in front of the jury. We will grant him immunity for anything that's outside of the statute of limitations. Well, that's first of all, it's stupid because if it's outside of the statute of limitations, it should be gone anyways. It will be interesting to see if the defense makes use of that. Interesting.
you committed them with other YSL members?
I already answered that. The one that I got caught with, the one I went to prison for.
Was that a robbery that you went to prison
That was a
for?
crime.
I'm talking specifically about robberies.
Ask the question again.
Sure. With the robberies that you have you committed any robberies with any other YSL members?
No.
Have you ever committed robberies with other people?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a person by the name of Donovan Thomas Jr.?
I heard that name before.
Okay, how have you heard of that name?
This trial, this case,
Okay, prior to this case, had you heard of his name?
that name, no.
Okay, what name do you know of?
Nut.
Okay, and is that what you called him?
Yeah.
How do you know Nut?
From being out, club and stuff.
Did you have a relationship with Nut?
I wouldn't say it was a relationship. We knew each other though. He had a relationship with my kid's mother.
What type of relationship he had with your child's mother?
I think they were from the same neighborhood.
And is this the same child's mother who's friends with Shay?
Yeah.
Hey, Sal.
And did Shay grow up with your child's mom in that same neighborhood? Do you know?
I don't know. They were the same neighborhood.
To your knowledge, was Big Nut, or Nut as you called him, associate or affiliate with any gangs?
I just seen him at the club and stuff.
Okay, so is your
I never hung with him, so I don't know what he would call himself.
Is your answer that you don't know what he is?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you recall having an interview with Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis at the Atlanta Police Department in August of 2016?
Yeah, I recall the interview.
Okay. And do you recall during that interview when they asked you about Nut, you told them that Nut was the head of If Gang?
I would have said anything to get back home.
Would there be any reason why telling the police that Nut was the head of If Gang would get you out of jail?
That's probably something I heard from somebody else.
Okay. But back in August 2016, you told the detectives that he was a part of If Gang.
I don't remember saying that.
Are you aware of his death in January of 2015?
Yeah, he did.
All right. Where were you back in January of 2015?
At Grady Hospital,
Why were you at Grady Hospital?
a fractured spinal cord,
How did you get your fractured spinal cord?
car accident.
Do you remember when the car accident was?
Not the exact day, but it was early January.
It was in early January. How long were you in Grady with your cracked spine?
I don't remember how long I was in there.
You don't remember how long?
No, I remember I seen that on the TV, on the news.
So you saw his murder on the news while you were in the hospital?
I saw his pictures. They say he did. I ain't never seen nobody get murdered.
I can't hear you.
I never seen nobody get murdered. I seen them say he got murdered and his picture on the news.
Okay. And you said you don't remember when you came out of the hospital in 2015.
No, I don't. I don't remember the exact day.
Do you remember the month?
It was that same month.
So you got out of the hospital that same month in January 2015?
Yeah.
Seriously? A marker on a board? What is this? 1990? No. Even in the 1990s, they were smart enough to use proper exhibits. Now, I know there's a school that says, oh, if you write the things down, people will remember it better. Yeah, important facts, not this garbage. Now you're only filling up the brains of the jurors with unnecessary information. Like, who cares when he got out of a hospital after cracking his spine? Who cares?
Back in 2015, were you aware of any beef or disagreement between If Gang and YSL?
If I was, it was something I heard. I ain't like witness no beef or nothing like that going on.
Okay. Do you recall that same interview in August? I think I may have said 2016, but I mean 2015.
Basis. I'll sustain the objection. You want to try and do something again, something else?
You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't say that's what he heard in his interview, so I wanted to confront him with what he said.
All right.
Do you?
Sir.
It's still hearsay.
But-
There's prior statements that are based on hearsay. It's still hearsay.
Your Honor,
Do you have any?
it's not based on hearsay because he didn't.
That's why he has no personal knowledge.
No.
And
he
now
said he doesn't
she-
recall.
Okay, well, ask him that, and then we'll see whether or not he does or not.
Okay. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Thomas during the interview that there was beef, not that you heard about the streets, but that there was beef between If Gang and Slime, and that we were beefing?
I don't
If
remember.
Gang.
I don't remember saying it.
Okay.
I'm gonna rule the objection, sir.
In
Bullshit.
August of 2015, did you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that we, as in Slime, were beefing with If Gang?
I don't remember saying it.
So now the prosecution
You
will
also
testify
remember saying
about-
in that same interview
it's-
that
Still an objection, it's still calling for hearsay. And I mean, I don't want to speak objection.
All right, come on up.
All right, here we go. Up, 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 up. It is sidebar counter 129. Let's see how long they are up there. They're up there for a good number of minutes. And sound guy at the court fails.
members were on place because of the beef between If Gang and YSL.
I don't recall saying it. I don't recall what I said yesterday.
What does the term being on a plate mean? Have you heard that term before?
I think that mean like beef.
It's
And
7
when you say
p.m.
beef,
here.
what do you
I'm
mean?
having a beer.
Two people that don't like each other.
And there's only have to be two people that don't like each other?
I ain't understand what you asked me right there.
You said it was two people who don't like each other. Does it always have to be two individual people?
I don't know. I ain't make the definition of it. I ain't make the word.
Okay, but what's your understanding?
I just told you two people disagree on something.
And for you, it's only two individuals, like you and I beefing. It can't be two groups beefing?
I don't know. I don't understand what you asked me to say.
Now, I want to take you to April of 2015, specifically around April 26th of 2015. Were you present at the Compound nightclub with other members of YSL?
In April, I've been in the compound a couple times.
Were you present at the Compound with other YSL members when Lil Wayne was performing at the Compound?
Yes.
Who did you go to the club with?
I can't remember who I was there. It was a lot of us.
Okay, when you say a lot of us, name some of the people you were at the club with.
I can't remember. It was a lot of us though.
Do you remember anybody?
I just remember standing in the crowd.
Do you recall in that same interview in August of 2015 with Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis, and Mr. Hudson, stating that you went to the club with Dolly, Dora, Buck, and you all
Buck, 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 buck. Jesus Christ. I don't know who that Buck is, but Jesus Christ, get better. If you're using nicknames, use something that, I don't know, masculine at least.
arrived there in a Jeep together.
I don't remember saying that.
You don't remember saying that?
No.
And that also there was Shannon. They were all there at the compound
I don't
together.
remember saying that. It was a lot of us though.
Do you recall in this interview saying that you had a gun when you went to the compound nightclub?
I always kept a gun.
Okay. And did a police officer see you with a gun that night?
That same officer.
Was it Detective Dennis?
I don't know his name.
Do you remember what you did once he saw you with that gun?
I ran.
Okay. And what if anything did you do with the gun?
I left it right there.
Where did you leave it?
I know it went on me when I stopped running.
Do you recall where you left it?
No.
Do you recall in that interview in August 2016 saying that you had put the gun on the wheel of a car?
No.
Why did you all go to the compound that evening?
I don't remember the same reason we go to a club any other night. The club,
Was that the only reason why you were going to the club?
to my knowledge.
Were you going to do anything in the club towards Lil Wayne that night when you all went to the club?
That man like the president. Man, how you gonna do something to Lil Wayne?
Okay. Do you recall in that August of 2015 interview stating that y'all want to go in and maybe boo at him or maybe create some type of havoc inside of the club while he was
No, I don't
performing?
recall saying that.
Once you took off running after the police saw you with the gun, what did you do?
I don't remember. I know I left though. I don't know if I called somebody or paid somebody I just seen. I know I left the vicinity though.
Do you recall telling the detectives in that August interview that you got into another vehicle, not the vehicle that you all came in, and ended up going to another club, I think the Blue Ivory?
I don't remember that. I thought I went home or with a female to my house or something. I don't remember going back to no club. I was shook after that.
Do you also remember saying that after y'all left the club, you all went back to the studio?
No.
Yeah, for you who wonder, this is if the prosecution, they put these guys on who has a plea agreement, and then they read from, or in the shape of questions, they read from transcripts, from prior statements and stuff like that. And it is, I know it is excruciating. What's the word? It's really boring. I will do my best to entertain. I can't give guarantees, but most trials are really boring. They are. They really are. And they should be. But this is boring and stupid.
Do you recall seeing Shannon at the compound that evening?
No, I don't recall saying no. That was so long ago.
What about Roscoe? Do you recall seeing Roscoe at the compound that evening?
No.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Dennis that you saw both Roscoe and Shannon at the compound that evening? And that at some point Shannon got into Dolly's truck and they drove that truck and left the compound?
No. How could I see somebody leave if I already left?
When this particular incident occurred or day occurred at the compound, was Mr. Williams with you all at the compound?
I don't recall. I don't know.
Do you recall if you spoke to Mr. Williams that night at all while you were either at the compound or later on that evening at the compound?
What year you said it was?
in 2015, April of 2015.
I don't think we were talking then.
Do you recall telling detectives that you spoke to Mr. Williams and he was upset with you because you had brought Dora and Dolly to the club that evening?
That sounded all right. He was mad at me for doing a lot of stupid stuff back then.
Okay. But specifically, he was upset that evening because you had brought Dora and Dolly out there.
I don't remember that happening, but it sounded about right.
As a brother of 4 sisters, if a friend took my younger sisters out when I was at that age, I would not be a happy camper as well. So what? So what?
Why do you keep a gun on you?
I don't keep a gun on me.
Back then you said that you always used to have a gun.
Oh, back then, okay.
Okay, sorry.
We gonna, yeah.
Why did you always keep a gun on you back then?
I don't know, I just did.
Why?
There was no particular reason. I just kept a gun on me to protect myself.
Was it because of the beef you were having with Ifgay?
I kept a gun before I even was what I said or heard of every game or anything like that.
Yeah,
Did you ever gain access into the compound club that night before taking?
Yeah, this is the prosecution's idea of bringing the trial forward in a timely manner. It's shit.
Taking off running before the police saw you? Did you ever get inside of the club that evening?
I don't recall getting inside the club. I just remember running, being tired from running.
At any point that evening, do you remember YSL members going near the tour bus of Lil Wayne?
I ain't seen no tour.
Now I want to take you to April 12th of 2015, excuse me. Did you? I think earlier we talked about you pleading to participation in criminal street gang and an attempted murder. Do you recall doing that and going to prison?
Yes.
Please say you're done. I know she isn't. Okay, some evidence. Let's see if they showed the defense this type of evidence this time. Helen Jennison, I think he is 30. No, he would have been 17 in 2015, so he is 35, something, 35, 36.
Permission to approach her. I'm showing you what's the mark of Stacey's Exhibit 18 Charlie. Do you see your name on Stacey's Exhibit 18 Charlie?
Yes.
Okay. And do you see an indictment number on there?
Yes.
What's that indictment number?
15S.
Sure, can you speak up?
You can speak up, please.
Yes. What's that indictment number?
15SC 138234.
And,
Mr. Harper.
and looking at the front page, does it show the crimes of which you were convicted of?
Yeah.
And are those the
There's
crimes for which you
no-
were in prison for in 2016?
No.
Yes.
Right. You're right, this time to say like the 10-6 exhibit 18 Charlie as a self-authenticating document.
Any objection to 18 Charlie?
I don't. Possibly there's one issue, but other than one issue.
Last page, John, I'll let that on. You remember that last page?
Yes.
All right, 18 Charlie is admitted without redaction.
And Mr. Murphy, looking at this certified copy of the conviction, what were you convicted of?
Participating in criminal street gang, aggravated battery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of a firearm during commission of a felony, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
And you were convicted of participation in criminal street gang activity. What gang were you a part of?
Blood.
Was it YSL?
I don't know, that's a good question. I don't know.
You don't recall?
They didn't ask me that when I pleaded guilty. They didn't ask me that when I pleaded guilty. I thought they were saying I was in blood.
Do you remember the facts that led up to that conviction?
No.
That was interesting. When they pled back then, they didn't say what criminal street gang he was a part of. Just that. That's convenient. Now, 8 years later, well, it had to have been this. I guess the prosecution and the courts were equally lazy back then in the Atlanta region.
No, that's what I'm looking over. I don't remember all that. I see the counts, but I don't really like record. Like, I don't remember. I see the counts on it though.
Okay, so you don't remember what happened on April 12th, 2015?
I think it's like bits and pieces though. I can't. It was a long time ago.
Okay. What are the bits and pieces that you remember?
I remember like going to court for it and seeing the guy who got shot and all that. It was traumatizing.
So you say you only remember what happened after you got arrested?
Like as of right now, yeah.
So is it your testimony today that you don't remember anything that happened on the evening of April 12th, 2015?
Like bits and pieces. I just said that.
Okay, what are the bits and pieces that you remember about what happened on April 12th, 2015?
I just remember like pulling up to the store.
Okay.
What happened?
What store did you pull up to?
I can't remember the name of the store. It was a gas station though.
Okay. Do you remember where the gas station was?
No,
Do you remember what part of the city the gas station was?
no. It was bank off Cleveland Avenue.
Things off Cleveland. Did you go to the gas station with anyone?
Yeah,
Who?
me and Nard.
Okay. And when you say Nard, who are you speaking of?
Nard.
Does Nard have a real name?
I don't know his real name by heart though.
Okay. How long have you known Nard?
What you mean, like in 2015?
In 2015, how long have you known Nard?
Not long, probably about a year.
Only a year. Permission to approach?
You may.
I'll show you what's the market station exhibit 23 Charlie. Do you recognize the person says exhibit 23 Charlie?
Yes,
Who's that?
and Nard.
Is that the same Nard that you came to the store with back
Yes.
in April 12, 2015? That's the same person?
Yes.
You are this time to say would like to evidence states exhibit 23 Charlie as an evidence.
So he did a bad
The
thing.
objection to say 23 Charlie Charlie.
He went to prison for it. And now the prosecution want people who weren't there, who weren't involved, to go to prison for it.
Permission, public comment?
Yes.
Now, when you got. Now, when you got to the store with Nard, do you remember where you were prior to getting to the store?
I just remember we pulled up to the store.
Do you remember in the interview back in August of 2015 and in the proffer that you did in February of 2016, telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis, as well as Detective Gaither, Dennis, and a prosecutor, that before you got to the sit-go, or before that you got to the gas station, you were at Hot Rod spot off of Browns Mill Road?
I don't recall saying that.
Do you recall telling the detectives that while you were at Hot Rod's house, it was you, Nard, Fanny, Detective Gaither, and Detective Dennis, as well as Detective Gaither, Dennis, and a prosecutor, that before you got to the hear my voice.
Did she just play a recording without
That
asking
initially,
first?
in August of 2015, you said it was Nard, Fatty, and you were at Hot Rod's house prior to going to the gas station, and then February, you said that there might have been a J at the house as well, before y'all left to go to the gas station.
I don't recall. I told her I would say anything. I would have cut my arm off to get back to my son.
Okay. Now, do you remember what you were doing at Hot Rod's house prior to going to the gas station?
No, I don't. It's too far to be trying to remember.
Do you remember telling Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis, as well as the prosecutor, that while at Hot Rod's house, Fatty had came over in a new, you may have said a hot box, which was a stolen car, and y'all were talking at the house prior to you leaving to go to the gas station?
No, I don't remember that.
Do you remember telling Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis, and the prosecutor later on in February that while you were at the house, that Nard received a phone call and that Nard told you, threw you a chopper and told you, let's ride?
No, that sounds like a movie.
All right. Do
I
you
told you
know,
I was high back then. Would have said anything.
do you know what a chopper is?
A chopper?
Yes.
There's a lot of different meanings for chopper. A helicopter, a motorcycle, a gun.
A gun that's a chopper. Do you know what type of gun that is?
Huh? It's a chopper.
Is it a small gun, a long gun, a short gun? What kind
They
of
got all
gun?
sizes of chopper.
Sorry?
They have all sizes.
Okay. Now, do you recall telling Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis, that once Nard said, let's ride, you all hopped in the white Dodge truck and drove to the Citgo gas station?
Rod's hi Betsy says, so let me see if I get this right. The state wants to tie rapper YSL to all convicted felonies, others committed because they say YSL was a gang and he was the leader. Yes. Under the Georgia RICO Act, if a gang is also a criminal enterprise and they commit crimes in furtherance of that gang, then it's a criminal street gang, and then it becomes punishable, and they can use other people's crimes to convict all the gang members. That is how they use the Georgia RICO Act. It doesn't matter in the Georgia RICO Act if the underlying act, if anyone has already been convicted, it doesn't matter even if it's not a crime. They just need to show association with all the gang members and that a bunch of them committed a crime in furtherance of the gang. That's it. It's so broad and so vague. And in the Georgia statute, it's enough with the agreement to be in this furtherance can be verbal and nonverbal, which means you can be as vague as you want in a prosecution. And this is what you get. And even this is so boring. This is the more compelling evidence they have while putting a guy on the stand who they arrested weeks after he just got out of prison and then handed him an offer of 10 years probation, just as long as you sign down here and testify about it in court. I hate plea deals like this. If you have the evidence, charge all of them. If you don't, yeah, then you don't.
No.
And that Nard was driving, you were in the passenger seat, and Fatty was in the back seat.
No, I don't remember saying that.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis at the August 2015 interview, as well as in the proffer in the February interview, that while on the way to the gas station, that Nard was on the phone with someone?
No, I don't remember that.
And that they were on, you all were on the way up to the gas station?
I don't remember that.
Do you recall Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis asking you whether or not you asked why we were going or what we had to do? Do you recall saying
I
that?
don't call. They asked me a lot of stuff.
Do you recall telling them that Nard didn't say why you had to go? He just handed you a chopper. You assumed there was something going down. You thought you were going to get a catch or thought you were going to hit a lick. That's what you thought was going to happen.
It sounded like me. I'm always was trying to get a lick by then.
You were always trying to do it. Okay. Now, do you recall telling Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis, when you got to the Citgo gas station, you all pulled up to the pump and you saw
I'm speeding up more.
No, I don't recall saying that.
who's Bentley?
An older cat from TV.
And is it the same Bentley we talked about earlier who's a part of YSL?
Huh?
Is it the same Bentley we talked about earlier this morning who's a part of
I
YSL?
think I know more than one Bentley though.
I'm showing you what's the market says exhibit 24 Charlie. Do you recognize exhibit 24 Charlie?
Yes,
Who is that?
that Bentley.
Okay. Is that a Bentley that you knew back in 2015?
Yeah.
All right. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of Bentley back when you back in 2015?
Yeah.
You understand how to say what like the tender states exhibit 24 Charlie into evidence?
Any Jason states Charlie, 24 Charlie. I say 24 Charlie.
I'm speeding it up to 1.5. The court
Permission to
are
publish.
in session for today, so we will catch up in a while.
And is that who you call Bentley?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you recall? You said you were at the store. You remember being at the store. Do you remember what happened while you were at the store?
I don't.
Do you
I
remember
can't
telling
wait for
Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis
cross-examinations
that
of
once
these
you all
guys
got to the store, you
are
pulled up to a gas
entertaining
pump,
at least.
you got out of the passenger seat, Nard got out of the driver's seat, and when you got there, you immediately with your chopper ran to the car in which the individuals that you were going to deal with were, that you went immediately to that vehicle.
I don't recall saying that. Sound like a movie too.
Do you recall then saying after you walked into the vehicle, they rolled their windows down, the passenger side window down, and after they, God bless you, after they rolled the passenger side window down, you backed back from the car and went back to the doorway of the gas station?
I don't recall saying that.
Do you recall them showing you pictures in that interview of surveillance images from the Citgo gas station on April 12, 2015?
I think they showed me a lot of pictures in the interview.
Oh, come on.
The 9C.
Well, looking at pictures, probably from the gas station. Isn't it weird that they can kind of find these images when it suits them, but then they claim any recording that might be not on the prosecution's narrative completely gone, or it never existed, even though there are recordings of cops referring to surveillance videos. Isn't that strange? How this easily can produce these images, but not others.
Okay, looking at 9 Charlie Charlie, 15 Charlie Charlie. One, do you see yourself in those images captured in 9 Charlie Charlie, 15 Charlie Charlie?
Yes.
Say yes. Okay. Do you recall those being the pictures that were shown to you while you were being interviewed at the Atlanta Police Department in August of 2015?
I don't remember that.
Okay, but do you recall seeing yourself in
Yeah,
the
I
picture?
remember the picture.
Do you see Bentley in
Paddy B asks, the prosecution is basically testifying. Why are her questions allowed like this? She's allowed to do it since he doesn't recall it. That's the simple answer. So then she is reading the transcript from prior arrest and prior statements out in the form of questions. And apparently that's allowed.
those pictures?
Yeah, and a couple of,
In a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you also see Nard in some of those pictures?
yes.
All right. And those images appear to be or look like the store that you were in front of. Let me ask you this, is there a date on those pictures?
Yeah, 4/12, 2015.
Okay, and I want you to look at your indictment. What is the date indicated in any of those counts in the indictment in which you pled guilty to?
4/12,
course.
2015.
Is that the same date as that's in those surveillance images?
Mhm.
Okay. And does that appear to be a fair and accurate image of what you look like on April 12, 2015?
I don't remember what I look like, but that's me in the
But that's you in
picture.
the picture. All right, you're right. This time I'm saying like the 10 to 6 is in 9 Charlie Charlie, 15 Charlie Charlie.
Any objection to say it's 9 Charlie Charlie through 15 Charlie Charlie? Okay. Say 9 Charlie Charlie through 15 Charlie Charlie are admitted in public GCP.
Thank you, guys. Now I'm also gonna show you 20 Charlie Charlie, 21 Charlie Charlie, and 22 Charlie Charlie. First, I'm gonna start with 22 Charlie Charlie. Do you see yourself in 22 Charlie Charlie?
Man, that picture's so blurry. You can't even tell who that is.
Okay. So let's look at 14 Charlie Charlie. Do you see yourself in 14 Charlie Charlie?
Yeah.
He said it was so, go ahead, repeat what you're laughing at to him.
I don't even remember.
About 22 Charlie Charlie. What did you say?
Oh, it's so blurry. You can't even see who in there.
Did you hear him? Looking at 14 Charlie Charlie, do you see you?
This one. Yeah.
What are you wearing?
It looked like a blue coat.
Does it look blue to you?
Mhm.
Okay. The image in 22 Charlie Charlie, can you tell what color coat that person is wearing?
It's so blurry. I can't see the color though. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, let me ask you, are you familiar with the image of what's contained within 22 Charlie Charlie?
No.
On 22 Charlie Charlie, what is the date on 22 Charlie Charlie?
April 12th, 2015.
And is there a timestamp on there? Charlie Charlie, can you tell what
21,
color code that
43,
person
50.
is? Okay, do you-
21, 43, 50.
Hold on one second. Are you familiar? It looks like it's not.
There might be somebody trying to say something in the Zoom
Do
link.
you know military time?
No, never been to the military.
Okay. I want to publish 14 Charlie Charlie. Looking at 14 Charlie Charlie, do you see where you are in 14 Charlie Charlie?
Yes.
Okay. And where are you?
Standing behind the door, the dude holding the door. What? You look like you holding the door.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you recognize anybody else in this picture?
I don't know none of them, but not right there.
Is this not right here?
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't know any of these other people?
No.
All right. Let's look at 15 Charlie Charlie. Do you recognize anyone who's in 15 Charlie Charlie?
That's the same people, right?
Is
Nah.
it-
That's Bentley right there. Look like- Yeah.
That's really right here,
Yeah.
okay? What about, is that the individual, I'm sorry, for the record, in the white t-shirt?
Uh-huh.
Some black and white Jordan?
Yes.
16 Charlie Charlie? I'm sorry, stay on 15 real quick. Are you also still in this image as well?
Yes.
16 Charlie Charlie? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's the blue one.
13 Charlie Charlie.
Oh, come on. There has to be a better way to do this than just bore the ever living crap out of everybody
Who's that 13
inside.
Charlie Charlie?
I mean, it's a guy with a gun, and I can't be bothered. Okay, here's the thing. He was arrested. He was convicted. He took a plea deal. That's justice done in most of the Western world. That ends that crime. But with RICO, you can do anything. RICO is more or less a second bite at the apple. And I understand why it was brought forward back in the 70s to get a hold of the mob. But oh boy, has it been misused since then. That is why you always have to be very, very careful when the government want to overreach, because they will overreach anytime. Oh, we're just going to have this exception now. It doesn't really apply to any other case, and before you know it, it's standardized.
They're not.
What does he have in his hand?
Okay.
Would you call that a chopper?
That it look like a chopper?
It looks like a chopper.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that look like the store that you went to on April 12, 2015?
I don't remember how it looked, but I'm at the store right now.
Say that one more time.
I said I don't remember how it looked.
Now, at the store, do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that after you ran up to the other car, that you walked back to the door and you kind of motioned for Hot Rod and Bentley to come out of the store?
It looked like I was coming out the store with them.
Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that you kind of motioned, because they looked scared, so you kind of motioned for them to come out the store as if they didn't have to be scared anymore because you were there?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what you did after you remember leaving the store?
No.
Do you remember telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that once Bentley and Hot Rod got out the store, that you and Nard got back into the vehicle, Nard being the driver and you being the passenger? You don't remember Fatty ever even got out the car, and that you all left, as well as Hot Rod and Bentley got in their car and y'all all left the gas station?
I don't remember that.
See,
That was so long ago, I don't remember.
do you remember where you may have went after you left the gas station?
No.
Do you remember telling Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis, as well as the prosecutor in February of 2016, that after leaving the store, that you saw the guys in the blue car go down Jonesboro Road, and you all went down Brownsville Road, and you end up seeing the blue car at a stop sign? You couldn't remember what the cross street was, but it was a cross street that crossed Brownsville and Jonesboro Road.
I would say anything.
But you did plead guilty to this crime that we're discussing,
Yeah.
correct? Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Dennis that when Nard saw the car stopped at the stop sign, that he said, "Oh, there go them niggas," and that he kind of turned and Bentley
YouTube,
and Hot Rod
this is
drove
a
around the
trial.
vehicle, they were following behind you.
The words are from a trial. It's not me saying it, it's trial.
They went straight, and you went over to the vehicle to where the blue car was. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Do you remember then telling Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis in August, as well as telling Detective Gaither, Dennis, and the prosecutor in February, that Nard then rolled down his window, took the chopper, and you actually crossed your hands, and that he shot into the vehicle multiple times, about 3 to 4 times, inside of the vehicle with the chopper? And then at the shooting, y'all took off and y'all drove.
I don't remember saying that.
Do you remember Detective Gaither showing you pictures of the victim with half of his head cut off?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And do you remember telling Detective Gaither that it was Nard who shot half his head off?
I don't remember saying that though.
Do you remember telling Gaither, Detective Dennis, and the prosecutor in February that the reason why you went over there was because Bentley and Hot Rod said that they were in trouble. They thought that these 4 young men were trying to follow them.
I don't remember none of that.
Do you remember telling Detective Gaither, Detective Dennis in August, and then the prosecutor along with Gaither and Dennis in February, that after Nard shot the victim or shot into the vehicle, that you all went back to the house on Hot Rod's house?
I don't recall saying that.
Do you recall where Hot Rod's house was?
I don't even remember nobody named Hot Rod. That sounds like a toy car.
Did you know someone by the name of Rodney Allison?
No.
Do you remember describing Rod's house as kind of a trap house? You get your drugs there sometimes that you would take.
Yeah.
Do you remember telling Gaither and Dennis, actually, where was his house located that you kind of went through? It was off of Bromack, and then you could turn on another street, and it was a brown house with a gate with a sloped down driveway.
Yeah.
Do you remember them asking you how Thug felt about you engaging with Nard and Bentley during this time?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Do you remember telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Thug was mad at you because you looked at him like a brother and that you had done so much for Thug that your only job at that point in 2015 was to watch his mother and his 2 sisters, Dolly and Dora,
No, I don't recall saying I had to watch them.
and that he wanted you to kind of lay low?
That don't even sound right.
Do you recall you telling them that Thug said he would take care of the clothes, the shoes, and the house so long as you protected them because you had already done enough for him?
No, I don't know about that. He was already taking care of family.
Do you recall ever speaking with Nard or Bentley after the shooting at all?
No, I don't.
Do you, okay, so it's back in 2015. in
Remember,
April
I'm
2015,
playing
you
this
had
in
that WhatsApp tattoo on your face?
1.5 speed, and it's still
I think so.
slow.
Do you know if you had the snake and slap emoji on your face at that time?
I think so.
Now, do you know why you were so willing to just grab a chopper and go up to the Citgo gas station without any questions asked to protect Bentley?
Probably high. That sound like a movie.
But high or not, did you see yourself in those images at the Citgo gas station?
Yeah.
And in those Citgo gas station pictures, and I'll pull them up, did you wear a mask at all when this occurred?
I don't remember what I had on.
Okay, look at those surveillance videos.
I just seen a blue jacket. That's all I can see. It's blurry. I just see my face in a blue jacket.
First, looking at 14 Charlie Charlie, you have that on your hand? 14?
Yeah, it's in my hand.
Do you have a mask on?
No, I can see my face.
And looking at 15 Charlie Charlie, do you have any type of mask on?
No.
And a 16 Charlie Charlie?
I don't know where they go. Why?
I don't even think that's okay. I ain't got no 15.
You only have to ask him once.
Now,
Do you
when
see
you were
yourself
meeting
in a
with
mask there? No.
Detective Gaither and Detective
Move
Dennis
on.
in
You don't
August,
give 17
did
questions.
you first meet with Detective Gaither and Dennis first in July of 2015 when you were
I don't
arrested?
know when I met with him. I remember meeting with him though.
Say that again.
I don't know when it was I met with him, but I remember like meeting with him.
Did you meet with them twice at Atlanta Police?
I don't know how many times it was. I remember like meeting detectives.
When you met with the detectives, was Mr. Williams present in the room with you when you met with detectives? Was Mr. Jeffrey Williams in the room with you when you met with detectives?
No,
Was Shannon in the room with you when you met with detectives?
no.
What about when you did the proper agreements? Was Mr. Williams in a room with you when you did the proper
What
agreement?
that mean?
When you were in that room with the prosecutor, Gaither, Dennis, and you were in this
Before I
room
plead guilty?
before you pleaded guilty?
No.
And when you spoke to Detective Gaither and Dennis, both in August of 2015 and February 2016, were you able to tell them everything that happened on April 12th, 2015?
I don't know. I don't remember what I told him. I told her I would have told him anything to get home to my family.
You saw a person with a hand on his head. That's not a story, right?
In the courtroom, yeah.
In the courtroom, you saw that individual.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the individual that's in your indictment next to my cousin.
I guess that's it.
It's not a story that had his head shot off.
I seen it.
All right. So that's a fact.
Yeah.
It's not fiction.
No.
So even if you would have said anything to get out that room, was some of the stuff you said would actually happen because you saw the person it happened to?
Hmm?
You keep saying that you would have said anything to get out that room.
Yeah.
But the stuff that you said actually had a result, and that result was the person you saw in court that had his head shot off.
I don't understand what you're saying. Can you dumb it down?
Did you tell Gaither and Dennis, not once, but twice, what you knew about what happened on April 12th, 2015?
I don't remember what I told him. I never met with him though.
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
I don't remember what I told him specifically, but I remember like meeting with him.
Okay. And when you met with them, they want you to tell them the truth about what happened.
Yeah, that's what they asked for.
And in order to get whatever deal you want to get, you told them the truth about what happened.
I told him whatever I wanted to tell him to get home quicker. I just told you that. I've been telling you that all day.
But whatever you told them, there was actually a person who got shot, that Nard shot.
I assume, I don't know.
But you pled guilty to these charges.
Yes.
And the charge that you pled guilty to were based upon what you told Detective Gaither in August and in February.
I don't understand. No, you confusing me now.
You pled guilty to these charges.
Yes.
You pled guilty to participation in a criminal street gang.
Yes.
Both you and Nard are part of YSL, the criminal street.
Yeah, I was charged with criminal street activity before, yeah.
And you were charged with Nard.
Yeah.
You were also charged with aggravated assault.
Mhm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
And that was for one count of shooting Dexter Montgomery.
Yeah.
And you were also charged, I don't know if you pled to it, but you were also charged with shooting in a car where D'Angelo White was inside of the car.
I don't even know who that is.
Let me show you what's been admitted as Exhibit 7B. Do you know that individual?
Never seen him in a day in my life.
You never seen him? On your indictment, is there a count for an individual by the name of D'Angelo White?
No, it's a lot of counts.
This might come as a shock to some of you, but sometimes criminals take plea deals because it's easier. They agree to whatever is stated, and then they will get a few years off, and then they get out. But here he is again.
Count 9.
And does it have an individual by the name of D'Angelo White?
Yes.
And you pled guilty to having a gun? Or did you plead guilty to having a gun?
I just play guilty to whatever they already go home.
Did you plead guilty to having a gun?
Yes.
Now, you said you had told anything to go home. Would you have told the truth to go home?
If I knew the truth, I mean.
Hello, I'm
Now,
Ron Stacy,
Mr. Today, you're
Laura.
not
Welcome.
telling this jury what you told the police back in August of 2016. Why not?
I don't remember. I don't want to lie to them.
Do you not remember because you have to testify in this court in front of all these individuals sitting on this side of the room?
No.
Did you have concerns about talking to your commissioner approach?
Yes.
All right, now they are probably going into the fact he at some point said he was scared of something, and this is what they want to go into, and that was handled somewhat yesterday or 2 days ago. And that brings us to sidebar counter 130. And no, that's not Ian Ronkel. Okay. They are still up there. They are still up there. They are still up there. And
we'll go to about
oh,
12:30, and that will complete our business for that day. The next day,
oh, he's telling the schedule.
Mr. Murphy, if you could, I'm going to release you at this point in time for the day. Come back tomorrow for 12:30 and be in pocket, and we'll call you. We'll probably be here the afternoon. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Remember, don't discuss testimony. Will anybody accept the attorneys in this case? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, members of the jury, before we recess for today, as promised, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give you kind of where we are for the next few days. So tomorrow's the 12th. We'll come at 12:30. We'll start around 1 o'clock, and we'll be here till about 5 p.m. On Monday, the 15th, I'll ask you to report for 8:30, and we'll be here. We'll be here the day. The 16th, Tuesday, we're going to have a short day because one of your members has a medical appointment. So we're going to go from 10. You'll report for 9:30. And we'll go to about 12:30, and that will complete our business for that day. The next day, the 17th, we'll do your report at 12:30, and we'll go to about 5. The 18th, you'll report for 8:30, and we'll go to about 1:45. One of your members has a doctor's appointment. So
Basically,
that,
next week is half days. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so next week is half days. Jesus Christ. Well, it will be easier for me to do recaps next week. But now we can finally go to today. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. We are on the same day again, and they actually started maybe 10 minutes after 1 p.m. So unusually not so late. And I assume Mr. Murphy will be on the stand. Let's check it out.
I mean, there's 2 that haven't arrived.
Everybody's here.
Oh, come on. Hey, we are only 40 minutes behind.
All right, do we have all jurors? Yes, we do. Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, of the jury, good afternoon. All right, without further delay, we're going to continue with the examination of Mr. Murphy. Sir, you're still under oath, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Uh-huh.
I want to briefly go back to some of your texts. I'm sorry, some of your texts. Now, yesterday, did you say to me that the reason you had a YSL tattooed on your face is because of using one of your right arms?
Yes.
And that's, do you have red cartel on your right?
Do I have a red cartel on my face? No.
Why not?
I don't think I had a lot of tattoos back then.
The red
Or had money to get tattoos back then. Or had money to get tattoos back then.
But you were able to get that DK as one of your original tattoos.
Yeah.
We also talked about the Haiti tattoo on your face. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Where are the names of your 4 children tattooed on your body?
On my, I got all their names. I know both of my daughters on my neck, behind my ears, right?
Why are they on your face?
Why they on my neck?
Why are they on your face?
Why aren't they on my face?
Yes.
I ain't want no more tattoos on my face.
Okay. Why didn't you put your daughter's name on your face as prominently as you put Mr. Williams' daughter on your face?
His daughter's older than my daughter. His daughter was already born before my
Why
daughter.
the flaming fuck
And
does
why was it
this
significant
matter?
to tattoo his daughter's name on your
Okay.
face?
I look the hell like my daughter.
This is the prosecution implying, oh, your daughters are not important enough, but your gang tattoos are more important than your kids. Or he doesn't want to advertise his kid's name, so he keeps them behind his ears. This is so stupid.
Or like my niece.
Now, yesterday, before we left, we talked about a few of your interviews from 2015 and 2016. Do you recall that?
Yes.
All right. So I want to ask you some additional questions. When were you arrested on these charges involving the shooting on April 12th, 2016?
I don't really remember when I was arrested. I know I got locked up though.
Okay.
It was in 2015.
Do you remember being in July 2015?
That might be accurate. I think so.
Where were you when you were arrested?
At Mr. Williams' house, at Little J house.
And at Mr. Williams' house, was his father present?
I can't remember. It was a lot of people there, but I'm pretty sure he was there though.
And when you were arrested, were you then taken to Atlanta Police Department headquarters?
Yeah.
And during that being taken to Atlanta Police Department headquarters, were you interviewed by an investigator Gaither and another male investigator? Remember that?
I remember talking to somebody. I don't remember who it was though.
Prior to that interview at the Atlanta Police Department, had you ever worked with police officers prior to that date?
What do you mean?
Have you ever worked with or assisted law enforcement prior to July of 2015 when you were arrested?
I don't recall.
Do you recall in that interview telling the investigator that you had worked with police prior to July of 2015?
No, I don't remember saying that.
Back in July of 2015, during that interview, were you concerned that Mr. Williams' father saw you talking to police while at Mr. Williams' home?
It's 8 p.m. here. I'm having a scotch because no reason. I don't need to bring up the wheel of regrets. At this time, at least.
I don't even remember talking to the police. They just threw me on the ground and slapped me in cuffs.
Not whether or not you talked to police, were you concerned that Mr. Williams Sr. saw you communicating with police?
When I got locked up, like on the scene? That's what you asked?
Yes, sir.
No, because if I was, I don't think I asked them what I'm getting locked up for. Only thing I asked was like what I'm being arrested for. At that point, I didn't know what I was being arrested for.
Let me ask the question again. Were you concerned?
Same.
It was not responsive to the question.
You guys are already out, so let's move on.
In July of 2015, did you have a reputation and a background for being considered Mr. Williams' brother?
Brother, friend.
yesterday, you said that during these interviews that you had, you would, I believe the term you said was, you would cut off your arm to get back to your son and your child's mother. Do you remember saying that? That's right.
Yes.
Do you recall during all of these interviews that you were asked to be completely truthful about whatever it is that happened back in April of 2015?
I don't recall them saying it, but that's all that's on the police to say though.
Yeah, thank you for clicking the thumbs up. I know
When you first,
this might not be the most riveting testimony, and we heard the likes of this testimony before, but I'm here with you, spending it's afternoon in the United States, it's going into evening in Sweden. We are casually watching a clusterfuck of events. I think I deserve your thumbs up on this. I think I do. Thank you.
met with Investigator Gaither in July 2015, were you initially honest with her about where you were in your role in the April 12, 2015 shooting?
That's the gas station?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Initially, you were honest with her?
I think so, yeah. I can't really remember, but yeah.
Do you recall in that interview telling her initially that she pulled up in a black Chrysler vehicle?
That I pulled up in, I don't remember me driving.
Did you pull up in a black Chrysler vehicle back in July 2015?
I can't remember. I was been in a lot of cars.
Do you remember what car you went into, you drove to the Citgo gas station?
I think it was a white car.
So if you told her initially that it was a black vehicle, would that have been not true?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember telling her that initially you were with OG Bentley when you were at the gas station?
No, I don't remember saying that.
And that wasn't true?
No.
Did Investigator Gaither then confront you and tell you what you're telling her is not true? Do you remember her saying?
Yeah, I remember her saying that, and then she showed me the video. Yeah, I remember that.
It was at that point that you realized what you were saying wasn't true, and she knew that.
Yes.
Do you remember being surprised when she told you that someone got shot on April 12, 2015?
Yes, I remember that. I ain't even know, never knew nobody got shot. That's why when they were like, you getting locked up for attempted murder, I'm like, what?
Okay. In July of 2015, while you were at Mr. Williams' home before being arrested, or while you were being arrested, were you concerned that an officer who knew you put his mask on his face?
Huh? Can you ask that again?
Sure. Back in July 2015, when you were at Mr. Williams' home, were you concerned that an officer approached you, but when he approached you, he put his mask on his face?
Oh, Teddy O'Hearn already hit the thumbs up. So here's $2 for support. Thank you so much for your super chat. The occasional super chat and gifted memberships, that is what keeps this channel afloat. Thank you so much, Teddy O'Hearn.
And did you have some concern about that?
I don't know. I don't remember saying it though.
Say that one
I
more
don't
time.
remember saying it, but that could have happened.
Okay. And were you concerned that the fact that that man put his mask on his face could get you killed?
The police officer put a mask on, get me killed? No.
During that July 2015 interview, you told Investigator Gaither that man putting a mask on at Thug's house, just that will get me killed.
Huh? I don't remember saying that.
In July of 2015, were you concerned that being linked to certain people would get you killed?
One thing about this testimony and transcripts or whatever report she's reading from, back in 2015, Atlanta cops did not have body cams. So this is a rendition or a report of sorts. So who knows what she actually said? We have had too many cops on the stand lying in this court, in this trial. So Do I trust anything from their written report? No, I don't.
In a week?
No,
In that same interview, did you tell Detective Gaither, bruh, I'm just linked to these people, bruh. I'll be killed in a week.
no, I don't remember saying that.
In July 2015, were you concerned that if people knew you were at the police department talking to police, you could get smoked?
Mm-hmm. I don't really remember saying that, but I would calling myself a blood, so
So,
that sounds about right.
so you were concerned that you might get smoked.
Yeah, by the bloods.
And what does it mean to get smoked?
So what he's telling now is that he wasn't concerned with YSL. He was concerned because he called himself a blood. That's yeah, Liam. That's a valid concern.
Like shot.
Were you concerned in July of 2015 that if you went to jail, you could get smoked?
Yeah, because I wasn't like a real blood, so I was afraid of going to jail because of that.
So your concern was that because you were false flagging or
Yes.
false claiming being a blood, you can get smoked?
Yes.
Did you tell Detective Gaither that that's the reason why you were concerned?
I don't remember what I told her, but I remember going to jail and going to prison being scared because of that.
And at this point in time, how many years had you been false claiming? So this is 2015. How many years had you been false claiming being a blood?
A long time.
The whole, and between 2012 and 2015, no one ever checked you about being false claiming and being a blood?
No.
Was that the first time you had been to jail in 2015?
No.
So were you concerned before when you went to jail about false claiming?
Yes.
Did you tell Detective Gaither, hey, when I was in jail before, they beat me up because I was a blood?
No, I don't remember saying that.
Did you tell her that in 2013, 14, any other time before 2015, you know what, I'm scared to go to jail because I'm a blood?
I don't even think I knew her then.
In this interview, did you say that to her?
I don't remember saying that, sir.
In July 2015, were you concerned that simply by Detective Gaither showing you any pictures of the Citgo gas station, that you would be dead?
No.
In that interview, you told Detective Gaither that by you just showing me that, and then that get back, bro, I'm dead, because now they think I talked to you. You see what I'm saying?
I don't remember saying that.
Is there anything in here that says, because I'm a blood, I'm scared that they gonna kill me?
Ask that again?
Sure. Is there anything in what I just said that says, I'm scared because I'm false claiming being a blood?
No.
This says, just by you showing me that, I'm dead because now they think I talked. You see what I'm saying? Can you get killed or hurt for snitching?
I mean, if you're false claiming blood, I think you will. But if you're not like affiliated with them, then I don't think no harm will come to you.
Then that's about being a blood. Can you get hurt or harmed for snitching?
Objection, Your Honor, foundation.
I stand objection.
Have you heard of the term snitching?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Oh, I just heard the music and
In the
people
music.
saying it. Oh, it don't mean nothing to me. I ain't.
Have you heard on telling on your people to the police?
I heard that music. Yeah.
In music.
Yeah.
And when you heard it in music, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends on where you sing from.
If you tell on your co-defendant or the person you do crime together, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, as Liam says, I really don't think they are making anything up. I think he was willing to make shit up to go home. Yeah, probably. Here's the thing with statements. If they don't have an actual recording of these statements, I don't care. I really don't. Because in this trial, we have been shown over and over again that cops will lie. And you know, cops are allowed to lie in certain circumstances. And some take it too far and lie in reports. And in this trial, we had Detective Velasquez, who on the stand admitted to destroying evidence. Ta fucking da.
If you talk, you got a deal. You the one talk, you got a deal. So it might be a good thing to you, but you see what I'm saying? It depends on what you send.
Okay. Does the gang look on you favorably when you talk about what other co-defendants or other gang members do to the police?
I don't know what the gang do. Man.
Your Honor, speculation and foundation.
Same objections.
George is sustaining
Why were you
objections here.
concerned about this particular incident and going to the jail with the blood?
Why was I concerned about what incident?
You were talking to Detective Gaither about the April 12, 2015 incident, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Why were you concerned about the bloods as it relates to this incident?
because I was going to Fulton County. I'm from Atlanta. A lot of people knew I was claiming blood.
And so your testimony today, the only reason why you were scared is because you were false claiming blood.
Objection, Your Honor, leave.
I same objection.
In July 2015, what was your only concern about going to jail, false claiming being a blood?
Yes,
In July 2015, were you concerned that by the Detective Gaither pulling up to Thug's house, that could get you killed?
I ain't never knew she was at the house.
Were you concerned that by Detective Gaither pulling up to Thug's house could get you killed?
I'm confused about what you asked. I ain't never seen her at the house or the little Jeff house or whoever.
So is that a yes or a no then?
No, if I never seen her there, then no.
Okay. In that same July 2015 interview, you told Detective Gaither that she could get you killed just by you pulling up at Thug's house,
By me pulling up or her pulling up?
by her pulling up.
I never seen her at legit.
In July 2015, did you like being around guns?
I kept a gun. I don't like keep being around a gun. I kept a gun for protection though.
In July 2015, after you were arrested, and during your July interview, did you ask Detective Gaither if there was anything you could do about your situation, which was being arrested?
I don't recall asking her that.
Also, in July 2015, were you concerned about going to Wright Street or the Fulton County Jail?
I already answered that. Yeah, I was false claiming blood. I was concerned about being locked up.
Back in July 2015, were there a lot of if gang members?
Liam 007 says, "What's wild is the state of Georgia set this demon back on the streets just to get Thug. How is that better for the community?" That's a valid question. Because I'm not sure. I mean, Mr. Williams has been arrested before, but nothing serious. So how is this protecting the community? I would argue it don't, and it is not intended to. These RICO trials is Fannie Willis' attempt to go further in her political ambitions, and her ambition was until very recently to become the next Attorney General of Georgia. Now that the liar in church, the fornicator of married man, I think her political aspirations should grind to a complete halt. And they should investigate her, how she got the baseline for this case. Because if they can show that she got it from Mondo, who was her client back in the day, then she's in breach of attorney-client privilege. And I have no doubt in my mind she would sell out former clients for profit. I have zero doubts, because that is the kind of unethical, lying sack of shit Fannie Willis is.
in the Fulton County Jail?
There was a lot of members of everything.
I'm asking specifically about this gang.
I've seen a couple.
And were you concerned about the IF gang members being in jail? Because YSL and IF gang were beefing in July of 2015.
That was the word on Rice Street. That's what I heard on Rice Street. So yeah,
Is that the real reason why you were concerned about going to the Fulton County Jail?
the initial reason I was scared is what you asked.
Was that the real reason why you were scared?
I was scared because I was false claiming. That was the real overall reason.
And it was not because YSL was beefing with
That was one of the reasons, but the overall reason was false claiming.
And do you remember that video that we watched a couple days ago with you outside and all the other blood members?
What other blood members?
You remember the video we watched the other day? Do you remember the video we watched?
We watched a lot of pictures and a video. I'm confused.
Do you want me to show you the video again?
What states is it when you're talking about now?
We're gonna show 60W back.
I'm sorry?
60W outside.
Tracy Fagan, thank you for your $2 super chat. Does this kid know anything? No. This is an uneducated man who has been trying to get away from taking full responsibilities for his crime for a very long time. And now the latest is taking a 10-year probation plea deal. And he has to testify. Is he testifying truthfully? No. I don't think that guy could tell the truth even if he tried. God, don't say they would play a damn video. I will skip by that.
You claim to be a blood too during this time. Did you claim to be a
I don't remember what year that was, but probably so.
And were you concerned that any of these people were gonna beat you up for false claims?
No, well, I'm free. I probably could protect myself right there. You can't, there ain't much you can do.
Did anyone beat you up that day for false claims?
I don't know, because I've been in a lot of fights though.
You had a gun on you that day, right? Did you have a gun on you?
I might have did. I had the gun a lot of days.
Let's take it.
We just walked off of Valerie, man. Anybody ain't played with them on Trey, they dead.
Yeah.
It's a real rock through movement, man. I got them pounds in on Trey. Work on it. Crew, it's packing. Get out of here. 2 guns up for speed. 2 guns up for speed. I'm here to smoke.
You're right.
Yes.
Your Honor, I live.
Oh,
Pause it. Basis?
Cumulative 403. I think it's 4
You're right.
oh, she played too much of it. She played too much of it. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Your Honor, I live. I'm asking whether or not he had a gun in the video, whether or not all these people are blood.
Overrule the objection, sir.
Thank you.
Of course she does. Of course.
Man, no time. People get beat up, man. Yeah, ho. I trouble say money, murder, man. Cream, cash, rule, everything. What a bitch get do, ho. You heard he just say, they ain't passing the game. He say, give him an ounce for a look. Yeah. Hey, man. He say, give him an ounce.
And they said you got the strap on.
Kids, don't record you when you say or do stupid things. It might come back to haunt you later.
Yeah, they said I ain't denying that I had a gun. I had a gun a lot of days of my life.
Okay. Also, in this video, before we even get to that, you hear them talk about SML.
Yeah, I already answered it.
All right, so that's a blood set.
Yeah.
All right. 2 guns up for Pistol Pete. Is that referencing Pete Rolette who found the SML?
I don't know who that referenced. I thought it was referencing blood.
Right here, before we pause, did you put up the 2 guns symbol?
Yeah, I put up a couple things, I think.
And you did that in front of all those other boys.
Yeah.
So you weren't afraid of false claiming in this video? Were you afraid of false claiming in this video?
I don't think nobody knew I was false claiming.
Was everybody in this video false claiming?
I don't know what they were doing. I know what I was doing.
In July 2015,
Yeah, it's Trinton. It's Trinton says, in my opinion, this is a fake gang. The point of a gang sign is to show people who you roll with. They are all flashing different signs. Yeah. Could be.
were you concerned that even you being at the store and jumping out with a chopper was going to get you killed?
It could have.
Did you tell Detective Gazer that by y'all locking me up, saying that me being at the store, me jumping out with the chopper or whatever, that y'all got on video, that was gonna get you killed?
I don't recall saying it, but
While you were at the interview in July 2015, did you want to be recorded?
I don't even. I just remember being at the interview. I don't remember whether I wanted to be recorded or not.
Did you ask for her to stop recording the video so you could speak?
I might have did. I think so. I think I did do that.
And did she stop the audio recording when you asked her to do so?
I don't remember if she did or not, but I think I remember me asking her to do that.
Did you know at that time it was also being video recorded?
I can't remember.
Do you recall in your July 2015 interview talking about someone being a kingpin?
A kingpin?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Do you recall any conversation with you and investigator about how you all transitioned, you and Mr. Williams transitioned from this being about music to all this other stuff? Like it was no longer about music. Do you remember a conversation like that in your interview with Detective Gaither?
I don't remember saying me and Mr. Williams or Lil Jeff, and then about no other stuff.
In July 2015, were you concerned that by you knowing certain people and being around certain people, it could get you shot?
Probably been around certain people, but knowing certain people, you can't help who you know, can it?
During that interview, did you tell investigator Gaither, by me knowing them and me being around them, by being around them, it would get me shot?
I don't recall saying that.
In July 2015, was everybody on Cleveland Avenue YSL?
Everybody on Cleveland? You mean like every single person?
Was everybody on Cleveland Avenue YSL?
No.
Do you recall in that same July 2015 interview telling Detective Gaither, everybody on Cleveland YSL?
That sounds like a lie.
It sounds like a lie.
Yeah. Everybody on Cleveland? It's old people on Cleveland.
In July 2015, if you were not on Cleveland Avenue and you were not YSL, would you have to get gone?
What you mean by get gone? Like, what that mean?
I don't know. What did you mean?
I don't know what I meant by then. I was high, stressed out. I was mentally ill.
Did you tell Detective Gaither that you were mentally ill during your July 2015 interview?
No. I went to a mental health facility for 4 years. I was admitted as mental health level 2.
But did you tell her during your interview?
I wasn't admitted at that point. I didn't even know I was mental health at that point.
So that happened after your interview?
Yes, that happened when I took a mental health evaluation.
And was that while you were in custody?
Yes.
In your interview with Detective Gaither, did you tell Detective Gaither that if you were not
Okay, it seems like the entire day will be something like this. I'm going to play up until the 2-hour mark, and then it will be a Monday recap. All right? But I will play for another 19 minutes.
on Cleveland Avenue and you not YSL, you were getting gone?
I don't recall saying that.
In July 2015, will YSL take out their own?
Take out their own, like take them out, or like, I'm confused.
Would YSL take out their own members? Not to dinner, Take them out.
I never knew nobody from YSL to hurt. Nobody else who was rapping about YSL or a fan of YSL or none of that.
In that same interview with Detective Gaither, did you concede with Detective Gaither that YSL would take out their own members?
No, I don't recall saying that.
As it relates to YSL, before 2015, did you and Thug get to say what happened with YSL?
What do you mean, like the music?
About the group, about the gang, about the music? Did you and Thug get to say what happened about YSL before 2015?
Not that I recall.
In that same interview, you told Detective Gaither, before 2015, you and Thug got to say what happened, but now it's beyond that. Did you told Detective
I
Gaither?
probably was referring to the music though. Because beyond that, I mean, like he signed to a major label now. Like he's signed to a major label now.
But remember, I just asked you whether or not you and Detective Gaither had a conversation about the transition of it no longer being about music and being about something else.
I don't remember having that conversation though.
Would telling on the driver in this April 12, 2015 be considered two-timing?
I don't even know what that means. Two-timing?
In the same July 2015 interview, you told Detective Gaither that telling on the driver would be two-timing.
I don't even remember saying that. I don't even know what two-timing means.
Have you ever heard the term being a fry in this big old bowl?
No.
No? Okay. In the July 2015 interview, did you tell Detective Gaither, I'm just a fry in this big old bowl?
No, that's funny though. I don't remember saying that.
All right. What is a stain as it relates to being a
Hey, Dave. Welcome.
From my recollection, there's like a higher up or something.
A stain is a higher up?
Yeah.
Back in 2015, when people hungry to get a stain for YSL.
I stand question. You can rephrase now.
During your July 2015 interview, did you speak with Detective Gaither about folks being hungry for a stain?
I didn't even know why I said had his name. That's like blood terminology.
In July 2015, were you concerned that if you snitched, you were going to get killed?
I probably was.
And did you tell Detective Gaither that?
I don't remember telling her that.
Did you tell Detective Gaither that you would get whacked if you stole or snitched?
I don't remember telling her that.
During your 2015 July interview, did you ask for immunity?
I don't recall asking for that. I still don't even know what that word means to this day. I heard it a lot though.
During your July interview, did you ask to go to the bathroom so you get your thoughts together?
I don't recall asking that. Thought you went to the bathroom and used the bathroom.
In July 2015, were you willing to wear a wire in order not to be charged?
I don't recall saying or never wearing a wire.
During that same July 2015 interview, do you recall asking Detective Gaither, can I deliver the person who was driving and light go free?
I don't recall asking her that.
And after hearing her response, you said, even if I become an informant and wear a wire.
I definitely don't remember saying that. That sounds like a movie.
Were you in this movie?
I never been in a movie.
Taking you back now to that August 2015 interview. Was that the next time, after July, was the next time you met anyone at the Atlanta Police Department in August of 2015?
I can't even remember back that far, but I know I had an.
Tracy Fagan for $5. Have you ever seen a judge throw a case out for being ridiculous? I've seen a case dismissed. It was last summer. And let's see here. It was the Michael Turney case in let's see, Arizona. Michael Turney case. He was charged with ending his missing daughter, and after the state's case in chief, the defense put a motion to the court that they have not shown any proof, even looking at looking at even with the prosecution's case in the best favorable light, they still can't prove the case. And that's what happened. And in the Michael Turner case, after the prosecution brought their case to the jury, the defense asked for a motion. I don't remember the name of the motion. And the judge said, well, prosecution, you have not shown anything. You might have shown that Michael Turney was a bad dad, but not a scintilla of evidence that he actually committed this crime. So they cut him loose. And Michael Turney had been in jail for almost 2 years at that point. And if you want to know more about it, ask Salvador Dali. He was actually in the courtroom at that, not at the time when it was dismissed, but he was in the actual courtroom during that trial. He was our court reporter, so to speak. It's a Rule 19 in Arizona, but basically a judge of acquittal. And the judge agreed. Yep, out you go. Live your life. So yeah, it's extremely rare. It's a unicorn. And I witnessed it here on my channel. Yay. And I agree. Michael Turney might not have been the best of people, but in my opinion, the daughter actually ran away, stayed with her aunt for some time, and then disappeared. Who knows where she ended up? If the cops at the time actually went to the aunt's place and questioned her, they might have found out something, but nobody cares about a runaway kid.
Okay.
Do you remember both interviews being at the Atlanta Police Department?
I think so, yeah.
And at that second interview, kind of like we discussed yesterday, was Mr. Hudson present with you at that second interview?
I think so, yes.
And that interview, did you and your attorney ask for the detectives at the gang unit to speak with you about what happened?
Actually, your Honor, you and your attorney.
Did you want to speak
I
with?
stand in Jesse's form. You can refer.
Yes, Your Honor. Did you want to go speak with your attorney? Let me speak with the detectives.
I don't recall. I think I remember my lawyer telling me they want to talk to me. I don't.
Do you know if your lawyer reached out to the detectives or if your detectives reached out to your lawyer? Do you know?
I was in Rush Street.
And during this August 2015 interview, was YSL on a plea at Wright Street?
On a plate. I don't know.
During this August 2015 interview, did you tell both Detective Dennis and your attorney that YSL was on a plate at Wright Street?
I don't know what I said in the interview. I remember having an interview though.
Now, during the August 18, 2015 interview, do you recall talking to the detectives about what occurred on April 12, 2015?
I don't recall talking to them about specifically what happened, but I know I had an interview.
You said you do not recall talking?
I do not recall.
Yesterday, when we went over what you said, you do not recall making any of those statements during the August 2015 interview about what happened on April 12, 2015.
Yeah, I do. I think I remember some of the statements.
And hello, Cassandra over at Rumble.
In April 2015, let me ask you, do you remember us yesterday talking about the compound and going to the compound in April 2015?
Yes.
When you, Dora, and Dolly went to the compound, was Jeffrey Williams in the city of Atlanta?
I can't remember where he was at.
During that August 2015 interview, do you recall telling Detective Gaither he was not in town?
I don't remember saying that. He was out of town a lot though.
In April 2015, was Thug enemies with Lil Wayne?
Enemies? We looked up to Lil Wayne.
In your August 2015 interview, did you tell Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Thug was mad at you for having Dolly at the compound? And when they asked you to clarify why Thug was mad, you said because that's his enemy, and you were referencing Lil Wayne.
I don't remember saying that. I don't know how could they be enemies when he wasn't even on Lil Wayne level with it.
In April 2015, was Thug mad at you because you were supposed to be the safekeeper of his family?
I don't think I was supposed to be, but I definitely safe kept his family, my family. I feel like they was my family too.
During this interview, did you tell Detective Dennis and Gaither that you're supposed to be the keeper, the safekeeper of Thug's family?
I don't know if I said I was supposed to be, but
Why would you have to be the safekeeper of Thug's family?
I wouldn't have to be. I felt like I wanted to though, because I felt like that was my family too.
Why did you be the safekeeper?
I don't even know what safekeeper mean, but as far as like if I wanted to protect them or love them, then yeah.
Why did they need to be protected?
They brother famous and a rapper. People target rappers' family all the time.
Do you recall telling the detectives during the interview it was because if gang then were threatening Mr. Williams and threatening to shoot up his family?
I don't recall saying it, but I think I remember like people telling me that.
In 2015, were YSL members being targeted by individuals from If gang?
I don't know, but I remember his family getting threats though.
Were you yourself in a number of fights at the Fulton County Jail with If gang members in 2015?
Yes, not just if gang members though. It was
During your interviews in August of 2015 and in February 2016, did you tell the detectives who were interviewing that you weren't fighting with anyone else outside of people with If gang?
Can you say that again?
In your interviews, both in February 2016 or in August of 2015, did you tell the detectives that you were in fights with any other groups besides If gang?
I don't recall what I told him, but I remember being in a lot of fights with a lot of different people.
In April of 2015, at this Lil Wayne concert at the compound, did you go to that concert to disrupt the concert?
I don't recall why I went there. I just know we was clubbing a lot back then.
Did you tell Detective Gaither Dennis in this August 2000 interview, while your lawyer was present, that YSL, all of you all, went to the Lil Wayne concert to disrupt the event?
I don't recall saying it.
In April 2015, at the Lil Wayne concert, was Shannon there with you all?
Objection, Your Honor, as answered.
I stand the question.
Did you tell in your interviews with Gaither and Dennis that Pee Wee Roscoe was there?
I don't recall what I told him. There was a lot of us there though.
Did you tell Gaither and Dennis that Fanny was there?
I don't recall what I told him. There was a lot of us there. There's a lot of us at every club we went to.
What about Buck Buck?
I don't recall telling him.
In August of 2015, did you tell Gaither and Dennis that Shannon got to a different car than the one he came in at the time YSL members left the compound, other YSL members left the compound?
I don't know what I told him, but I left before anybody else left because I ran because I had a gun. So it was impossible for me to see who car anybody got in.
Did you tell them that Shannon,
Objection, Your Honor.
Basis.
Lack of personal knowledge,
what,
as you just stated.
may I briefly respond? Your Honor, I'm impeaching because you want to.
All rule the objection.
Your Honor, so, try to not use the objection.
Come on up.
And here they go again. Sidebar counter 131. And that, my friends, is a good. Up until the 2-hour mark, this is a good place to stop. I will make the rest of the recap this on Monday. But if you are a member, members only stream in about an hour and 20 minutes, followed by finally Friday, a casual stream. Me and some mates doing just talking about cases, talking about random stuff over a beer or 5 or something like that. Just a chill stream. Let's see here. Who can I send you over to? Dun dun dun. I see that Broken Baker. Yeah, Broken Baker is still alive. He is covering the Karen Reed case. And that's a cluster F in itself. So have fun with that, folks. And with that, hug your family, folks. Unless your family is crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Thank you for showing up. See you later. Bye-bye.